I was recently asked a question, actually twice in two different videos by the same guy. Here's the question. Why do gurus say that you need to be in a calorie deficit to drop body fat when in keto, when you and Vince Gironda disproved it, LOL? Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about why a lot of people believe you do not have to count calories while on a ketogenic diet. Okay, first of all, calories are important. Okay, every time that I put somebody on a diet who's one of my diet coaching clients, personal training clients, I always have them somehow monitoring the amount of calories that they take in. Vince Gironda said the same thing. Okay, here's what he wrote in his book, Blueprint for the Bodybuilder. Watch your calories, fat as well as carbohydrates. And there was a video that I did about the very first Mr. Olympia, Larry Scott's low carb, high fat cutting diet. I'll have a link to that video in the description, but he also talked about the same thing. You have to cut your carbohydrates to the bare minimum, but you also need to make sure that you reduce the total amount of calories you take in. So why is it that it sometimes seems like you don't have to count calories on a ketogenic diet? There are a bunch of different reasons. First of all, one of the main reasons why people store body fat is because every time they eat carbohydrates, they raise their blood sugar. Every time that you raise your blood sugar, your body sends out insulin to lower your blood sugar. Every time that insulin is present, it signals your body to store body fat. So by cutting out carbohydrates, by not raising your blood sugar, therefore not raising your insulin level, you're not signaling your body to store body fat. So just by cutting out carbs, it's automatically a lot harder to store body fat. And because of that, it seems like it's actually less important how many calories you take in. Okay. Another reason why it's less important how many calories you take in is because when a man takes in more fat, especially saturated fat and cholesterol, those are all precursors for the hormone testosterone. That means by taking in more cholesterol, you're giving your body the raw materials that it needs to produce testosterone, which means your body's natural levels of testosterone will increase. Now, we know that bodybuilders like to shoot up testosterone because it helps them build more lean muscle. We know that when a guy goes through the male menopause where his testosterone levels start to lower, if he goes to his doctor, he will get testosterone replacement therapy, hormone replacement therapy, whatever you want to call it. It's basically a mild dose of steroids, the steroid testosterone, that will increase your testosterone levels to where they should be in a normal person, okay? That will also help a person maintain a lean, muscular body, okay? By taking in more fat, you are automatically going to be increasing your testosterone levels. So that's the second reason why it is actually less important that you count calories on a low-carb diet. Now, you actually really do reduce the number of calories you take in, whether you count calories like on MyFitnessPal or whatever or not. And here are the two reasons. First of all, it is really hard to overeat on fat and protein foods, okay? It's a cliche, but it's true. If you eat Chinese food, 20 minutes later, you're hungry again, okay? Why is that? Because it's crap, okay? Chinese food, at least in America, is just cheap sugar, cheap carbs, okay? You eat it, you burn it real quick, you're hungry again. You can eat ice cream, and 20 minutes later, you're hungry again, okay? You cannot eat a lot of meat, especially very fatty meat, and then, be hungry in 20 minutes. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to be able to eat as much in one sitting, and you're not going to get hungry as quickly afterwards. So just by cutting out carbs, you're automatically going to eat less food. You'll just feel like eating less. And another way that we, specifically with the steak and eggs diet that Vince Gironda came up with, you are also going to automatically reduce the number of carbohydrates you take in because you only eat 2 or 3 times a day, okay? If you graze, you can eat small amounts all day and go way over on your carbohydrates, okay? However, if let's say you're trying to lose fat on the steak and eggs diet, you would only eat 2 meals a day. So how much meat and how many eggs can you eat in one sitting? Not a whole lot. And if you only do that twice a day, you are automatically going to be reducing the total number of calories you take in the day, just because you're only eating meat and eggs and just because you're only eating twice a day. So yeah, it is true what the gurus say, that you still need to reduce the number of calories you take in, even on a ketogenic diet, if you want to lose weight, drop body fat. But like I said, the fact of the matter is there are other factors in play on a low-carb, high-fat diet other than just calories in versus calories out. And also, by cutting out carbs, by only eating 2, maybe 3 times a day, you're automatically going to be reducing the amount of calories you take in without actually having to count calories.